Hello everyone and welcome back to Age of Nagash, which is a channel dedicated to Age of Sigmar. And in this video, well, I can tell you I am excited because this is just going to be a quick one talking about my reaction to the Kangaroo we've got coming out for Age of Sigmar, but also the new Soublight faction for Age of Sigmar as well, with new vampire models. I am over the moon with it. And what am I talking about? So essentially there were leaked photos that are put up on Facebook last night that I saw just before I went to bed. It was quite late here in the UK when they went up or when I saw them, so I couldn't do a video last night. And then today I've gotten up, done your basic stuff, and then I decided to do a video quickly before I get on with the rest of my day, as here on Age of Nagash we can't see new vampire models and not talk about it. We need to be one of the first people who do. So what we'll be doing is, like I say, in this video, just giving you my initial thoughts of what we've seen so far, which are these two models, what do I think about them, and what do I think we could see further, particularly with the vampire stuff. There is going to be a Warhammer preview on Saturday, I believe, this week, and in that video I'll go more in depth talking about hopefully new releases we'll see from the preview for vampire stuff. Obviously, if there's no more previews or anything for vampires at the weekend, we're going to be a bit screwed and I may not do a Warhammer preview video, but we'll see with that one. So anyway, getting on with this video, the first thing I want to talk about is going to be the Kangaroo, because this is the first thing I saw on Facebook, so I think it's appropriate we'll do it in that order. And what can I tell you about Kangaroo cavalry for Age of Sigmar? It's something we needed. We had been missing it for a long time. We've been calling it out for a long time. We've also been asking for updated Seraphon or Skaven models, but to be fair, I think we could all agree, you know, that could wait because we really needed the Kangaroos. But, you know, joking aside, and really wanting those new models to come out, or just updated models for those armies or beastmen who really wanted them, I have to say I'm absolutely on board with Kangaroo cavalry, just because I think it's really wacky. I think it's really quite cool. It's different. Like when we saw the cows for the elves come out with big hammers, that was very different as well. I think with the Kangaroos, it's nice to have something just so mixed up there. And yeah, I'm on board with it. Don't get me wrong. I think you get 3 in a box here from what we can see, because this looks like a third of the back of the box. Like that we've got captured here, so we've got one in the middle, like underneath where the title of them is, like we can see something Realm Lords there maybe, or they might be the name of the unit, Lords or something, and then we'll get one on the left hand side of the box there. They are their Archer Cavalry as well, which is quite interesting. So Slaanesh has got Archer Cavalry coming out, and these guys got Archer Cavalry coming out. These are going to be much more elite, I would say, because they look quite big. But saying that, the Slaanesh Seeker Cavalry coming out, the Seekers look big on that, because if this elf is meant to be the same sort of size as a normal person, yeah, they could be about the same sort of size actually. So what I also want to say is, in this picture we've also got some other boxes behind them, right, here, and then all we got an indication is that we can see that they're all kind of the same, because we can see all these horns at a guess of what they are, but really from what I can tell they are this bit of the helmet. So you can see like the that might be I was going to say like a cow's head, but that may be actually a kangaroo's head. So this is like the kangaroo whole regiment of the Lumineth Realm Lords, and that's just the horn from their helmet. So that's what we can see here, and then this bit here just looks like the back of the kangaroo leg, and the guy riding it, or the lady rides in it, whatever we have got there. So I don't think these are any new units. I mean, who's to say? This one right here could be a new unit, well, we only see the edge of the box, but I think just kangaroo stuff. And we can see that they are going to get like, I think like, what is it, like air elemental stuff. There's like a wizard on a cloud or something, and then it looks like there's got a llama coming out as well with maybe Tyrion on it. Who knows? But this is what we can see so far. Like I say, absolutely on board with it. There may be people who would go like, it's just, you know, they've gone too far with this. You know, they've now not taken Age of Sigmar as a realistic setting. But, you know, screw it. I'm all up on board. I will never buy them, but they're cool. So anyway, with the boring kangaroo stuff out of the way that I just thought was mandatory to talk about, let's get on with actually something that's more interesting, which is actually going to be, of course, the vampire stuff, right? And talking about the vampires, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to talk about it from my, you know, what I like to see about it, what I think is cool, and then I'm actually going to go on to a post I put up last night on my community part of my channel, and a bunch of you have put some comments on there, and I'm going to read through your comments and see what you have to say about it. So I'm very interested to hear your thoughts as well. So with the vampire. So I'm just going to zoom in again. These are, you know, blurry pictures taken and stuff, so they're not going to be fantastic. But we can see it's Age of Sigmar here. Like before I completely zoom in, we can see this is official, and we could see the last one was official. I mean, if someone's made this up, they've done a really good job. But I'm pretty sure that these are officials, and the names sound all good here, because this is your Warhammer Age of Sigmar Soulblight Gravelords. So let's just talk about Soulblight Gravelords as a start. That's practically just talking about like vampire lords. Maybe it could be, to me, the first thing comes to mind, it might just be because it was always there, it reminds me of vampire counts, right? Because they can't put that on the, you know, on the packaging because they probably can't get copyright for that. But Soulblight Gravelords, like even Soulblight, they could maybe get copyright, but just go the extra mile. Gravelords as well, all one word, just to really make it sure that no one's going to try and dispute this. But it looks like it could be a vampire count kind of faction. It's probably not going to be exactly the same, as in like the Lumineth, for example, we just looked at. Games Workshop even said these are the new High Elves, and then of course they are a bit different to what we knew the High Elves to be. So even if we get a new like vampire count faction, expect them to be a bit different to what we used to know them as, just to make them a bit more unique to Age of Sigmar. So then going on with this vampire lord. Now the first thing I want to mention is because it said Soulblight Gravelords, the S on the end of Lords implies there's more than one of these, so it shouldn't just be one model coming out. But from the one that we've got here, so I think it's a female vampire from what I can see. Again, it's a bit blurry, but I think it is. Absolutely fantastic, all about female vampires. I really like the Larmian bloodline, and that's how I've made a few of my converted vampires. So first thing about her, her or him, got, you know, very bright red-orange hair, so obviously she's Scottish, presumably. She's then got these lovely bats that are like carrying her hair very gracefully, which I think is really quite cool, right? The only thing I will say with that is that this looks real fragile. Like, look at that one, right on the tip. Really, really fragile. But it's okay, right? It'll be fine. I'm sure it's strong plastic. So that's really cool. It shows it's just dynamic, right? And then you've got this armor, which just looks very vampiric. We've also got the shield with the dragon on it that we can see, and then she's got a very big brutal mace, not like an elegant sword, but just a fuck off mace, which is really cool. Now, the thing I want to point out here is that I can't see any like emblems or like symbols or anything like that of Nagash. Like if we look at the Ostrich Bone Reapers as an example, because that is, you know, Nagash's pure creation, we always see like, you know, those sort of like almost like not Egyptian, but, you know, like sort of, I don't know, old world sort of Larmian sort of, you know, symbols and that like bone sigils and patterns and that sort of thing. Really, that show like it's, you know, a symbol of Nagash, if you like. You know what I mean. If you build some Ostrich Bone Reapers or like Morgasts Archive or any of the Morgasts, you'll see that they have like those bone details or something on their armor. None of that here. So does that mean that the Soulblight Gravelords don't really pay that much allegiance to Nagash? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really too sure. But the cool thing I think we've got here is the shield, because there's a dragon on it. Now, I'm not saying that this is a blood dragon vampire, but I'm saying this could be a blood dragon vampire, which would be absolutely awesome. I mean, I'm going to say she, because I think it's a woman, but I might be wrong, right? So don't hate me in the comments. But I think that she has, like, you know, the perfect armor for it. She's fully armored, like the blood dragons. She's not a Larmian, because the Larmians tended to be, how do I say it? Not like really heavily armored. They're all about, you know, like tricking your enemy and stuff like that, and mind games and everything. So yeah, she could be a blood dragon, and that would be absolutely awesome. Do I think the bloodlines are going to come back exactly how they were? The way how they've done the Soulblight Allegiance at the moment, they haven't called it like the blood, you know, dragon bloodline. They haven't called it the Larmian bloodline. They haven't called it the von Carsten bloodline and stuff like that. They've gone for different names. So we may see some tweaks here, but this is something I'm very, very excited about. I think and I hope they make this like almost a Cities of Sigmar book. I hope they put Legions of Nagash in Soulblight Gravelords, as I just think Legions of Nagash at the moment, it's a bit sad, right? We're all wanting an update for it. Are we going to get an update for it? We hope so. But the best chance I think it has, just put in a new faction, make it like a Vampire Council faction, make it play like live in cities, because there's so many cities in Shyish. Like if you read or listen to any of the literature we have for Shyish, things like Nagash the Undying King or Neferata Dominion of Blood, I think it is, or Dominion of Bones, one of the two, one of those words. Really, really cool. It really shows how civilizations like live and survive in Shyish and how they pay worship to Nagash. Like the Neferata novel shows us Neferata's kingdom, which means that you have the mortals living with the vampires, and the mortals tend to live in slums and stuff like that, apart from the ones who are part of, you know, important families get to be part of the court and everything else. And it just shows those of how it all works in vampire society, which is something we don't really get to see much in Age of Sigmar, certainly not on the table. So I think it'd be really cool if we saw it go in that direction. But personally, so for the first Vampire Lord, you know, like new model we've seen come out since, I don't know, Manfred on the on his Dread Abyssal, maybe as a Mortarch or Neferata, I suppose you could say. I don't think there's been a new vampire than that, unless I get that wrong. But so to see like a new unique vampire, I'm a big fan of it. It's the first time I saw it, I thought, oh, it's a bit, you know, wacky, the long hair and like very fragile, but you know what, I'm on board with it. I'm looking forward to what else we can see. When people say like, oh, when do we think that all this stuff's going to come out, I honestly think this stuff might have already been out, but because of how the world is at the moment with COVID-19, they've had to delay everything. So this was maybe going to be what they revealed at Christmas time, who knows, but they've just had to push it back. But no, it looks like a very cool vampire. Hopefully it will work well. Hopefully they'll have good rules. I'm fed up and tired of when they bring out cool models and the rules suck, so you never see them on the game. But no, from what I've seen so far, I'm a big fan. If I was to compare it to any of the older classical vampires, closest thing I'd compare it to would be a Blood Dragon, for example. Maybe a Von Carstein, but probably a Blood Dragon, just because the dragon we see on the shield here, and I think it's a pretty beautiful model. And this is from just what I can see, right? Because it's still a bit blurry. I can't really see the details on the face, everything else. So I don't really want to say too much until we actually get it, but I just wanted to give you my initial reactions, because if I zoom in, it's just going to be pixelated. So yeah, I think it's very cool, and I love the brutal mace. It's just, this character is like, it could be really good in the game, or just really cool anyway. So with that, let us go onto the Facebook. So not Facebook, sorry, onto my channel to see what you guys have said in the on the comments for the community post I put up. So what we've got first off is, I'm just going to read through what we got first. So we've got a Nerd Lord, so it says, please a pure vampire model army. Yeah, I absolutely agree. That would be cool. But I really want the vampire count style, because I really want my like all my Legions of Nagash stuff to be in a officially new army with new updated models and stuff, to give it hope that maybe they'll just be kept alive for longer. So, but a vampire army would be cool, right? I could just imagine, you know, like Blood Knights on foot, right? Maybe plastic Blood Knights, maybe. That would be awesome, right? Clearly we can tell that this is a hero though, because it's a vampire lord, so we'll have to wait and see. But no, that would be cool. And then we got Orb saying, I was wondering when they would and if release vampires. There's a little mention of Soublight scattered remnants of the vampire faction in Asteria. Soublight lore. She hunts them down to learn more about their immortality, to possibly find a cure for their reforging side effects. Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, I'd hate for the Stormcast to try and, you know, steal the vampire dream, but, you know, that's just my hate for Stormcast. Then we got Chris going, I'm never going to financially recover from this. Me and you the same, buddy. I mean, so I made myself a deal where, along the lines of, I'm not going to actually buy any new models until I get my backlog finished, right? There was the Slaanesh preview that came out, and I'm obviously a Slaanesh player and collector, and that's how I feed all my Slaves of Darkness army. And I was like, no, I'm going to hold off, I can't buy anymore until I have a huge backlog, because, at the moment in the world, not making loads of money, shall we say, and I've got loads of Warhammer on my backlog, so, spending money on Warhammer is something I just can't justify right now, so I need to kind of save the money. So, for, like important things to stay alive. But, damn, these are cool. Like, I might have to sell one of my armies to do Soulblight Gravelords. We may have to. But no, so Chris, I feel your pain. And then he goes, if they made plastic Blood Knights that cheaper than Nagash, it will be a dream come true. It would be absolutely beautiful. I think if they did plastic Blood Knights, I think they would still, be a dick about how much they would charge for it. Probably like £50 for like 5. It's still, cheaper than they are now, and there'll be better models. So plastic Blood Knights would be cool. That's why I've never bought Blood Knights, because I've been saving off for plastic ones. And it's been a while. I've been waiting, but hopefully it'll be worth it. And then Totally Not a Genes to a Cult said, finally a death army I can get behind. Happy to hear that. Yeah, it looks definitely more like classical from what we've seen before compared to Ostrich Bone Reapers, Flesh-Eater Courts, Nighthaunt. Legion of Nagash, it's not a new army, it's an old army. So then we got Nurk saying, ooh, so yeah, very good, very glad, excited about it. And then we got Die Saga saying, and so it begins, an other army. Yes, I mean, I think this army can be quite popular, purely based on one blurry picture of one model that may be coming out at some point in the future. But no, there's a lot of excitement and anticipation for it. So Doug Popson says, nice. The poet Specia, apologies I've got your name wrong. So, I knew having a fiance build the Flesh-Eater Court Start Collecting Box with Magnet Vampires was the right call. Let's go. Happy that works out for you. Always good to build with magnets if you can, so then you're always prepared for any future changes. Then the Cultist 176 says, classic vampires. Yes, please. Absolutely agree with you. Bring us some classic vampires. We've got enough kangaroos going around. And like I said, big support of the wacky stuff in Age of Sigmar, but I just want my vampires. And then we've got Ben saying, where is this picture from? Just from Facebook, mate. I'm sure you put the comment on 3 hours ago. If you've been on Facebook since then, you might be able to see it. Join the main Age of Sigmar group and stuff, and there's a lot of those rumour pictures go around there. And then Philip says, very nice. I hope to see some love for Deadwalkers. Yes, what I've actually been saying for quite a few years now, probably even after the start of Age of Sigmar, when we're all speculating on what new armies could come out. Always been a big fan of Deadwalkers, because it's you could literally just zombify anything, right? And it's an army with huge possibilities. I wouldn't even mind if they just right, here's a battle tome. We haven't made any new models for the zombies. Go nuts. Make them fit the war scrolls. Here are the base sizes they have to be. Would be great, right? Even if they just gave us that. But no, I think Deadwalkers would be a cool thing to see. Definitely. And then Khan Fight says, Vampire Pirates, baby. I don't think the Vampire Pirates. And I can say I am bloody happy about that. Absolutely hate the idea of Vampire Pirates. Ruining the classical vampire theme. They can bugger off. So no, I'm very happy that this does not look like a vampire, as I express my opinions on that quite strongly, because right, for me, vampires, as soon as I think of Pirates, I think of Pirates Caribbean, which is a comedy film, and it's just quite slapstick, not dissing on the film or anything, but when I think of actual vampires, very cool, find these just beautiful creatures, but they have this dark side to them and this really sinister part about them, which is obviously, they're cursed, right? And it makes them feel, creepy and everything else, and it's just that big horror aspect, which I really like. As soon as they go, yeah, we'll make it a bit like a jokey army, we'll give them pirate hats and everything, and we can go, and all that sort of thing, and, terrible pirate impressions and stuff. Yeah, not a fan of that at all. Do that with some other army. You've got, pirate dwarves. What more do you want? Pirate grots. On board with that. Pirate vampires. No. So they can absolutely just fuck off. So very happy. And then Matt S says, at least it's not a kangaroo. Yeah, to be fair, but, like I said, kangaroo vampires. I'm not too sure if I'd be completely on board with that, but I am on board with kangaroos for the Lumineth. So that's where I stand. And then Hobbit Hubby said, not a vampire, boo. completely disagree with you there for reasons I've mentioned already. But what I will say, everyone is to their own opinion. You know, I'm not going to say whose opinion is better or anything like that. You know, we all agreed on the same thing. It'll be a very boring world, but probably a hell of a lot more peaceful one without war and famine, maybe. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. Leaving it on that note. But no, so like I said, I'll go to the better picture, because there's been a better picture that came out since the one I posted. So I'll go back to that while I do this like finish off. So, the new Vampire Lord model we've got coming out, I think it shows great potential. Could be Blood Dragons, that will be absolutely awesome. We'll have to wait and see. But Soulblight Gravelords is the new battle tone we're getting at some point in the future. It's the new army, it's the new faction. So, it could be pure vampires, because the name, the first part of the name, is Soulblight, which is all vampire stuff, right? But the Gravelords, like, they have to be lords over something. Like, they have to have minions at that point. If it was just called Soulblight as an army, I would definitely think it was pure vampires. Absolutely, 100%. With different bloodlines, and that's how the mechanic would work, and that's how it would diverse, and that would be like the sub-legions would be, depending on what bloodline you went for. But because it's Gravelords, it's definitely given that vibe that they are, you know, lording over something, aren't they? And Grave, it's nice. Like, I like the Offstrike Bone Reapers because they are like, you know, Nagash going, this is my actual forge army. It's not from bones from the ground. This is something I have shaped the bones into to make something of perfection. Whereas the Grave Lords are like the classical, you know, they resurrect skeletons out of the ground, that sort of thing. And yeah, I think that'd be quite cool. Really hope it's done in a the different sub-legions, so like different bloodlines that could be tied to different cities and Shaiish. I think that would be really, really cool. But to be honest, without me just rambling on for the next God knows how long, and I have to get on with my day, that is it. And I look forward to seeing more information on this, so then I can talk about it a bit further and give you guys a bit better of an idea of what we could expect. But those were my speculations. And what I want to hear now are your speculations. So please let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything you think that I've missed that you picked up on, because, you know, it'd be great to hear it. This is like I said, I've only sort of like just woken up and stuff and sort of saw this last night. So I'm sure I'll see further things on it later as I get on. But it's cool to see. Also, something I just want to mention, you know, vampires in the hair. I said, you know, we're a bit fragile. Hopefully new vampire bat models coming out. You know, that could be something cool we could see. As up until now, the like Lord of the Rings ones have been the best. I know like there's been like Gundabad ones come out from Forge World, but you know, Forge World, you know, it's a completely different story, and it's resin, which I hate. But no, could be some like cool hints there also, which would be awesome to hear. So yeah, let me know what you think about it, as I'll be great to hear that, and hopefully some like even more speculations coming out for Saturday's preview. If it's literally just Death Guard they're going to be talking about on Saturday, I couldn't give a crap. I don't like Death Guard. I think it's boring. And I just feel like we've had loads of it just come out. Like, I don't know, when 8th edition came out, Death Guard, now other Death Guard release. Surely there's other armies in 40k that want models and everything first. But, you know, that's neither here or there. So, yeah, I'm very excited to see what we could get come out for Soublight. So, anyway, what I will say is if you did enjoy this video, please smash that like button and that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also make sure to press that bell notification button, as it will mean that you'll never miss a future one of my videos if you're enjoying them, particularly if you're after the Soublight information. And if they give it to us, I'll be happily doing a good in-depth review on it come that preview on Saturday. So make sure you don't miss that video out. And what I also want to do is a massive shout out to my patrons, as I always say, it wasn't for these guys, I wouldn't be able to do these videos to try and help you guys out of Age of Sigmar. So my Morgasts, which are Sandback, Johnathan H, Filq, Bleed Red. My vampires, feel very important for this video, are Mir, Martin S, Rouse321 and David A. And my Necromancers, which is Jacq.l, RadiationRiley, AW77, Sagas, WolfNick, Michal W and Quad. Guys, I say this in every video and I generally mean it. Really, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the help and support you give the channel and keeping it going. It makes a huge difference. And what I would like to say is that if you would consider becoming a patron and supporting the channel and helping keeping it going as we go into the year of 2021, you can see a link at the top of my description down below. Click on it, it will take you to my Patreon. And then even if you just consider giving $1 a month, it will be a huge sign of appreciation to me, showing that, you know, you really like the work and you want it to continue. And I'd massively thank you for that. But anyway, so with that, guys, I'm excited to hear your thoughts on what we've got. I'm looking forward to looking at the comment section of this video. And just bear in mind, guys, as I read out your comments and stuff, obviously, in this video, I may not reply to you on the community tab because it'll just be, you know, doing the same thing twice, essentially. The other thing I just want to say as well is that I've actually got another video coming out today, which is going to be how to start Ostrich Bone Reapers. So, you know, if you can't wait for the vampires, or you just absolutely love the Ostrich Bone Reapers, or you're just curious, make sure you check that out. It's my second how to start video, and I'd greatly appreciate if you guys check that video out. Tell me your thoughts, what you think about the series, as there's a lot of armies to cover, and it'd be good to know if there's any tweaks or anything I have to make in how I do the videos before I get all the halfway through or something. But I'm really glad you enjoyed the Slaves Darkness one, so if you enjoyed that one, make sure you check out how to start Ostrich Bone Reapers, coming out at 8 o'clock tonight GMT time. And I will also, if all things are still planned, going to go on 2+ Tough's channel at 4 o'clock in the afternoon GMT time to play some Vermintide. So if you want to catch me later, catch me there, and then catch me in the How to Start Ostrich Bone Reaper videos. I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys in both of those. But anyway, until next time, guys, I'm just really happy you checked out this video. Remember, if you thought it was useful, you thought I said something that you've it's made you excited, make sure you share the video as well. It's great to have a lot of people watch it and engage in it. It's great to hear lots of people's thoughts, as that's really what this video is about. Here is my speculations. What are yours? I want to hear them. And with that, guys, I'm going to thank you again very much for watching this video. Until next time, to remember to stay safe, stay hygienic, wear a mask, and for God's sake, wash your hands, so we can all start gaming again soon for when these new Soublight models come out. And also remember, more importantly, until next time, especially for this video, Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.